you want to go ahead? Thank you. Welcome to the opportunity call tonight, everyone. We're so glad that you're here. My name is Lauren Davis. I am from Fort Worth, Texas. I've been loving my Plexus products for the past 4 years. And it has blessed me in every area of my life. And I'm just so excited to be sharing this with you guys tonight because I'm hoping and praying that it can be the biggest blessing to you as it has been for me. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I know that you are here for a reason tonight. It's because someone invited you. Maybe you're interested in the business side, maybe you're interested in the products, whatever it is. We are so thankful that you're here. Just to let you know, the team that we're a part of is an incredible team. We are very encouraging. We have a close-knit group. A lot of us didn't know each other before Plexus, before Plexus started, like before we even were introduced to Plexus. And so that's just how incredible our community is. We're just very close knit. We're one of the fastest growing teams in the company, not to toot our horn, but just know that you're in the right hands with this group. So let's go ahead and get started with these slides. So what is Plexus? You've probably seen your friend share about it. You may have seen a post here or two, but Plexus is all natural. It's plant-based, non-GMO, soy-free, gluten-free, no artificial dyes, no sweeteners, no artificial sweeteners, nothing crazy. Everything that is in Plexus is good for you. I am a label reader. I have always been extremely healthy growing up. And so anything that I put into my body supplement-wise, I want to make sure that they are clean ingredients. So what does Plexus have to offer? Most of you probably know that Plexus is the gut health company, and we're the premier gut health company, and that's what we focus on. We focus on blood sugar regulation, hormone balance, just overall gut health. And so that's kind of what we're known for. But we also do have weight loss products. We have tons of nutritional supplements such as protein, powder, multivitamins, omegas, things like that. We also have this line of skincare, which is incredible. We have a kids line, which my little niece, she takes the kids chewable, and she also takes the kids prebiotic drink. And Plexus just focuses on overall health and wellness. We actually just launched a pivotal program, which is a whole workout program. So you actually get that for free with your Plexus membership. So we truly just focus on overall health and well-being. Okay, so who is Plexus? So we are referred to as the health and happiness company because we focus on health, and when your health is optimal, you in turn are very happy. A lot of my friends have completely seen a 360 in my life since I started Plexus because, to be honest with you, before Plexus, I was moody. I was very selfish with my time. I spent all my time in the gym. I was very strict with my eating because I couldn't go out to eat as much because I had digestive issues. I dealt with weight issues. And so I was always just meal prepping. I was always doing my own thing. And so I was very moody. So when we say Plexus is health and happiness company, we truly mean it. Plexus actually started as a breast health company. Their first product was a breast health check kit, which is pretty incredible to see the transition over time to what Plexus has fully become now. Our headquarters is in Scottsdale, Arizona. We're a debt-free company. All of our products are made here in the United States. And so Plexus is just all around a very cool company. So you're in the right hands. But a little bit about my story. So I started 4 years ago with the products. And kind of like I said, I'm a very healthy person. I work out all the time. I'm very regimented with my eating, except I was struggling hard. I have hypoglycemia. And so passing out daily, blacking out, falling on the floor, passing out was a normal thing that I dealt with. And if I didn't watch the clock and eat every 3 hours, that's where I ended up. I was on the floor. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, so I dealt with irregular periods, hormonal imbalance. I've dealt with weight gain my entire life. Like I said, I was always in the gym. And so I just lived my life counting calories in the gym, working out. And until Plexus was introduced to me, that's where I was. And so when I started taking Plexus, I kind of took it in secret. I didn't want anybody to know. But within the first week, I saw incredible changes. And I don't just say that just to say it, but I went an entire week without passing out. And so for me to just be able to experience that and just have like a normal life for an entire week, and I hadn't had that for the past 15 years, that was something to start sharing about. And so I quickly started sharing my story 4 years ago, and it has been a huge financial blessing for me as well. So that's a little bit about my story. But tonight, I'm going to be introducing you to one of my friends who I did not know prior to Plexus. But her name is Meagan, and she is just the sweetest girl ever. You're going to love her accent. We all love Meagan. And so I'm going to share her little slide. And so y'all can hear her story. So Meagan, if you would like to go ahead and tell your story, we would love to hear.
Hey, thank you, Lauren. Yes, the accent is very thick, y'all. I am from Amory, Mississippi, so deep in the South. I tried Plexus for the first time about 1.5 years ago, but was not consistent. Thanks to Lindsay, though, for keeping in touch with me. Back in December of last year, I was actually diagnosed with PCOS. Ever since COVID, I think I had gained about 50 pounds over, I don't know, maybe a span of about 4 months. So that was pretty quick. It was right after I got married. Had COVID immediately after our honeymoon, and so it just kind of was downhill from there. And then I battled with sinus infections constantly every time the weather would change. And if y'all know anything about the South, the weather changes all the time. So constantly was going to get antibiotics, get different rounds of shots, like literally every time the weather changed. So that's something else I've noticed I've not had to go do in the last 6 months. But another thing that was a real major setback for me was dealing with anxiety and depression. Probably have had it most of my life, but I was not diagnosed until about 4 years ago. And they had put me on the max dose of Celexa that I could take. And I just remember asking, like, is there any way I can take more? Because it just, the feelings of like my mood swings they're all over the place. Daily crying, like couldn't explain why. And did more research. And so I thought I would give Plexus another shot. And I have been consistent with my product since January of this year. So about 6.5 months or so. And I have lost about 20 pounds and I've kept it off. I was able to come off. I know, yeah. I was able to come off of my Celexa about 90 days in. That was kind of accidental. I forgot it one day, and I'm a teacher. And so I just remember going to work that day and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to function? I've never been able to function without it since pretty much teaching. And or once I've had it. And so I kind of like panicked, and then I thought, wait a minute, like I actually feel pretty good, and realized like I wasn't dependent on it. And so that was the best feeling in the entire world. And I've been a teacher for 8 years. I'm a bus driver too. And so what I would do this year, I was at a new school, and after my bus route, my planning period was first thing. So I didn't have kids first thing in the morning. So I'd go to my room, and I literally would have to turn the lights off. I was already exhausted after getting up at 5 o'clock, driving a bus, going to my classroom. I had to take a break before ever even teaching for the rest of the day. And keep in mind, I didn't have a break the entire rest of the day until about 4 o'clock. So my only break was first thing in the morning. So lots of times I would just turn my light off, lay my head down, and just try to prep for the day. And then I realized I wasn't having to do that. And then my mentor, who was next door to me, she was like, what are you doing? Like, how are you in such a good mood? Like, your attitude's different. And, you know, she'd worked with me for the last 6 months. And so she was like, I want what you got. So I was like, I can hook you up, girl. So that's pretty much my story. Also the credit card debt. So like another thing, very much so lived on the whole YOLO for a little while. I was single pretty much throughout my 20s. I didn't get married till 29. And so anytime an opportunity came up to go to the beach or on a trip, I was like, yeah, let's go. I'll just stick it on the credit card, whatever. And so that kind of caught up, and I ended up having about $15,000 worth of credit card debt, something I never thought I would ever speak out loud, something I never thought like to ever mention to my family, much less to anybody. And so I'd gotten about half of it under control. And then about the last 8,000 or so, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So then, of course, loving my products as much as I did, I was like, I've got to do something. And so I was like, I've got to have this. I've come off all my medication, blood pressure as well. I've always struggled with blood pressure. I was diagnosed with irregular heartbeat back in 2012 in college. So I was on medication for that too. I'm off of that as well. So like all type of medication, I'm off of it. Is the Lord, thank goodness. But anyway, so I decided, well, let me just, start sharing. People were already noticing, I wasn't even having to post about it. And so I thought, well, let me just give it a shot. And so my first 3 people was my mom, which is on Amanda Dabbs. She is my biggest supporter. She's one of those, my ride or die, like she's going to do it. If I ask her to do it, she's going to do it with me. And she's been my runner ever since, but she and my husband and my best friend were my first 3. And so I just kept sharing my story. And from then on, and here I am as senior gold and no more credit card debt, y'all, which is such a blessing. I was already paying probably about $500 a month to credit card alone. And then any extra I'd get in for like babysitting or, my bus income, anything was going towards that. So Plexus has been such a blessing for our family. We have been to, just this year, my husband has never really been out of the county, much less Mississippi. So we went on a cruise for our first time in June, completely paid for. Plexus paid for all of that. It was awesome. Didn't have to dip into savings, didn't have to dip into our regular account, and that money was not missed. So that was awesome. And then right after that was convention. So all that was paid for, not missing that money. And we just got back from Michigan yesterday from Gold School. All of it's paid for. So truly such a blessing. And if I can do this, y'all, anybody can do it. So that's pretty much my story.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story tonight. I love hearing anybody's story in regards to Plexus. Like everybody has such an incredible story. And it just makes it even better when people are vulnerable and willing to share. So thank you so much for sharing, Megan. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so welcome to our tribe. And who are we? Meet our team. Like this is us. This is our team. Most of those beach photos were actually in 30A Beach in Florida. Just a few months ago, we actually had a huge team retreat there. And I hadn't met, I don't know, probably 30 to 40% of those girls outside of this trip. So to meet most of these women for the first time this year has been so much fun. But we are a mixture of all kinds of backgrounds. There are single women. I'm one of those. There are full-time corporate working women. I'm one of those. There are moms who work full-time. There are moms who stay at home full-time and work this business. There's teachers. There's retired teachers who now do Plexus full-time. There's men that do this. There's grandmas that do this. There's a bunch of Gen Zers that are doing this business. A lot of people do this part-time. They work it in the nooks and crannies of their day. Or even if they're a full-time Plexus person, they still work it in the nooks and crannies of their day. And they utilize their other, their free time to do things that they want to do. So that's kind of who we are. We all have different backgrounds. And that's what I love about this is because you can literally do this from any stage of life. Okay, so why Plexus? If you know anything about network marketing companies, a lot of companies require you to have inventory, or they require you to have certain quotas, or they require you to make massive amounts of purchases. Well, not Plexus. Another great thing about Plexus is that you do not have to buy a large amount of inventory to keep on your shelf. The only inventory that you were have to buy, and I say inventory, are the products that you take. So maybe you're taking the triplex right now, or maybe you're taking the collagen and the slim, or whatever it is. Whatever combo you're taking, it more than likely meets the requirements in order for you to make a paycheck. So you don't have to keep inventory. You basically, whenever you have a customer or someone join you, they order from the website. So there's nothing that you personally have to do. You don't have to have parties if you don't want to. However, we like to have sip and sees just because in person is so much fun. And you don't have a certain quota that you have to meet. So there's no limitations like with Plexus. Like you can go as fast as you want to. You don't have to go as fast, you don't have to go fast if you don't want to. And so that's one thing that I really, truly love about Plexus. And I keep saying I love Plexus so much, but the truth is I do. Okay, so this is just a little income chart for you guys to glance at. And I just want y'all to look at this and just really think about what monthly income could really impact your family's life. Maybe it's your daycare bill, or maybe it's your grocery bill, maybe it's your gas bill, maybe it's extra money to keep up with inflation, maybe it's your entire mortgage. Maybe it's an income to replace your current income from your full-time job so that you can spend more time at home with your family. Whatever it is, just know that these incomes are real. They are legit. This is not a lie at all. And we have people on our team all the way from silver all the way to diamond. And we all work together. Like we are all within an arm's reach. I am currently a senior Ruby. And I work full-time in corporate America. I work full-time with Dillard's. And as a senior Ruby ambassador, I work my business in the nooks and crannies of my day because I always need and like to have a plan B so that when I do get married someday and when I do have kids someday, I will have this as an option so that I can stay at home and raise my family. So I just want you to really think about like what this income could do for your family. And Meagan kind of shared in her story, in order to go silver, that's just grabbing 3 people to do this with you. And to be honest, my first 3 people were my 2 roommates and an ex-boyfriend, not gonna lie. And those were my first 3 people. And that's what helped me go silver. And that's what earned me my first paycheck. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is real money. It was deposited into my account. I was able to buy my products with my Plexus money that next month. And I just kept going and I kept sharing because I could not hold in what I had found with Plexus. So the income opportunity is legit. I kind of skipped over this one. Anyways, so this is the referral bonus for this month. So kind of like I said, if you refer 3, this is what your earning potential looks like for this month. And if you want to refer 17 people, by golly, you can earn almost $2,000 with Plexus. And I did just say by golly. But just know that this income opportunity is real. Okay, and how to get started. So the first thing is you are going to grab your phone and you're going to text your sponsor and you're going to say, hey, this is what I want to make with Plexus, and send her the income amount that you want to make with Plexus. She's going to hop on the phone with you, or he's going to hop on the phone with you. Y'all are going to sit down, y'all are going to dream together. You're going to cast some vision, and they're going to help you make your first post. You're going to write down a list of people that you know could benefit from these products, whether they deal with anxiety or depression or PCOS or low energy or whatever it is. I guarantee you know at least 3 people that could benefit from these products. Maybe it's your mom or your cousin or your sister or your brother or your dad or your grandma, like 3 people. So they're going to help you make a list. You're going to schedule an event, and an event is not scary. It's just a very informational event that you can share with people about what you're doing. And so it's just a great opportunity for you to share with your friends, like, this is what I'm doing. This is how it's helped me. And you can go from there. So that's pretty much how you get started. So yeah, text your sponsor, let them know how much you want to make, and then go from there. And I believe that is all. Thank you so much, you guys, for hopping on the call tonight and taking time out of your evening to join us. Thank you, Meagan, so much for sharing your story. It's incredible, as always. Brittany, if you want to stop recording, I don't know.